So I remember when I first came to you, I was very anxious. I was not sure how I should approach my promotion, and I'm navigating my way through becoming a good PMM in my company. And I think ultimately, like after a whole year of mentoring, a whole year of like coaching sessions with you, I realized that building that confidence and building that internal authority is is the most important thing of becoming a good product marketing manager. And I know there are a lot of people out there who are probably going through the same thing. They're suffering with confidence issues, imposter syndrome, and also they're just unsure whether they're taking the best next step for their career. And having that community with you, knowing that someone can back you up, like for example, speaking to Hattie was really helped me to clear my mind and know that I'm taking the best next steps for my own career. So like, even if there's a tech layoff in the future, you know that you will be able to survive because you built that personal branding and have that community with you as well. So I feel like I would definitely recommend this to anyone who wants to have that with them. And also, if you are still hesitating, if you're still thinking about whether you should join, just take that step and just sign up, and you will definitely meet a lot of great people, and building that relationship with people will definitely help you down the line in the future.
Today we're here with one of my one-to-one clients, Rice. What made you first reach out to me?
Before I reached out to Hattie, actually I was internally promoted to product marketing manager within my current company. And so I was feeling quite anxious when I was being promoted, and I was looking online on LinkedIn. Is there anyone that I can reach out to for help and for advice? And so that is when I came across Hattie, because I think she was just starting to promote herself more on LinkedIn at the time, like posting a lot about how PMMs can do on LinkedIn to build their voice, and also how they can build their voice within the company as well. And I thought at that time I really needed that like internal authority within the workplace, which is something that really resonated with me.
What about my approach or guidance made the biggest difference for you?
I think from a personal standpoint, I think Hattie has a very different like personality from me. I'm not sure if that's the best way to say it. So like I'm constantly working on my confidence issues like throughout my entire life, I would say. And when I speak to Hattie, I always feel like a very like strong and like positive type of personality shining through her. Every time I speak to her, I feel that empowerment from our conversation, and it's always very encouraging, I would say. So when I speak to her, I would ask her about like, what should I do when it comes to like, for example, internal like team conflicts, or how should I do if I doesn't get like support from other teams, etc. And every single time Hattie would be encouraging me, even though in my head it seems like it's impossible. So I would say that's something that's very unique to Hattie. She just have that like energy in her, and I'm sure everyone else felt that through the PMA talk that she gave as well. It's like very encouraging, very powerful, and just very confident in general. So like having her as a mentor really helps me to overcome my personal confidence issues, and also building that workplace authority as well.
How has building your internal personal brand impacted the way you're seen within your company?
I was working as a marketing coordinator at first. So before I moved into the role, I was really doing a lot of like general marketing campaigns, etc. And so even though I have been in the company for over a year at that point, it was still very difficult for me to involve in any strategic decisions in the company. And so when I was promoted, those strategies like setting up one-to-ones and having more like internal voice within the company really helped me to step up and be consulted when those strategic decisions are being made. So now, for example, if we do have something that has something to do with product marketing, and they would come to me for advice, and they would be involving me in those conversations as well. So that is like the major change, I would say, at this point. Like right now, I feel like I'm respected within the company, and that I am able to give confident and informed advice to them, which they appreciate it as well. So I think that probably is the main difference.
When we started working together, you were quite shy and you weren't so confident in vocalizing yourself, especially since you're a new PMM. How has your confidence increased since then, especially with building your internal personal brand?
Yeah, I think it definitely has improved massively for me. And I think partially that came from the fact that I have someone like Hattie supporting me. Like if I went out to other people within the company and give them like advice or suggesting what I wanted to do. If I didn't have someone like her, like you, like being behind me, supporting me, like I wouldn't know if that's the right decision to do or not. So I think that really helped me build up my confidence in a way that I know that this is something that other PMMs are doing.
How quickly did you start seeing results, and how has this investment paid off for you professionally and personally?
So we've been working together for a year, around a year. And I think the growth that I have experienced over the past year was like, I wouldn't have expected that at the start of the year at all. I think around 3 to 4 months in, like it was very apparent that like I was feeling a lot more confident and a lot less anxious about what I'm doing. And I would say a lot of like the strategies that I've applied takes a little bit of time to build up. So around like 6 months in, like I feel there is definitely an impact within the company in how people see me, in how people are treating me. And so I would say it's actually really like impactful, I think, from the very start, but like it takes time to build up that impact as well within the team. So yeah, I think the past year had been much more impactful than I was expecting it to be. And even just like a few months of like speaking to you really helped me to move up in the company as well.
Was the cost worth it?
I honestly think that having this one-on-one like support and even just like having those conversations was like really invaluable, because building a career takes a lot of time, and knowing that you're starting from the right place helps you massively down the line. And I can see like I've definitely saved like 3 years or even 3 to 5 years of time like navigating my way through the product marketing route. If I didn't like do any mentoring with you, it would have been like a lot of wasted time. So I feel like this is totally worth it, and I would even paid more like if I knew that much difference would be made. So definitely worth it. And I think, yeah, I wouldn't have chosen another way to kick off my career in PMM.
Results wise, what has been your biggest achievement?
Interestingly, I actually got my performance review last week from my manager, and she specifically said that my role in the company, like being a product marketing person in the marketing team, actually helped to change the perception towards the marketing function across the organization. So that was a really positive feedback from her. And I felt really happy that it isn't just me as well. It is the department, the function in the company being recognized as a whole. So I would see that as a very positive sign, and I feel a lot more secure in my career as well. Even if there's any uncertainties, even though if there's any changes, I feel like that's something that I have within me. Like I know that even if I move to another company in the future, I will be able to bring the same impact and value to them as well.
What would you say to someone who's in the same position you were a year ago, unsure if they should invest in building their personal brand?
I would say don't hesitate at all, because there's nothing, like everything about it is beneficial. As a PMM, you really need that community, and you need that like knowledge with you in order for you to be perceived as someone who is confident, who knows what you're doing, and building that internal authority and also like personal branding on LinkedIn and for your career in the future. So I would say don't hesitate. It's definitely a very valuable investment for yourself.
To anyone that's considering joining my community and they're on the cusp of signing up, or they're unsure if it's a good investment for them, what would you say to them?
I think honestly, just do it, because like it's just been so very transformative for me for the past year. I would never grow that fast like as a PMM if it weren't for my coaching relationship with Hattie and all the good advice that she has given me in the past year. And I know that there are a lot of PMMs out there, and especially solo PMMs out there in other companies that are probably experiencing the same way. Like they probably don't have a strong community that they can lean on. They don't have someone with a lot of experience to lean on. And so I can imagine this will be very valuable for other PMMs out there as well. So I think essentially it is basically building that authority that really helped me navigate through my journey, because that is the most important part of becoming a good PMM, like having that confidence and having that internal authority and knowing that you can make a difference. Yeah, I think I would recommend this to anyone who feel like they have imposter syndrome, feel like they're not confident enough, or feel like they just don't have someone that they can talk to like when they're working as a PMM. And I really hope that this will help a lot of other people as well. So yeah, I would definitely recommend everyone to to sign up as well.
Is there anything else that you want to say or anything that you would like to add?
No, I think that I covered most things. I think if I really had to say something like personally, I feel like you have such an amazing energy. Like I feel like you as a person, like outside of product marketing, as someone that I speak to, has helped me because of how confident and how like energetic you are. Even if I came to you like with the most difficult questions, you can always like come back and like in such a calm and knowledgeable way. Like you give a lot of like encouragement as a person. So I'm not sure if that's like relevant. I think you're just like an amazing, confident woman. Like you have that like energy in you, and I really felt like I benefited from that a lot. Just like as a person, you're amazing. So I feel like I'm not sure how exactly I should be putting this, but I really wanted to get that across as well.
Thanks, Rice. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I can probably use that. Thank you.
Or you can quote me on that. I feel like people will definitely feel the same, like when they speak to you, having that like confidence and energy. So, but I feel like what you're doing anyways is like a lot about like encouraging people on pursuing their career and dream.
Yeah, it definitely is. I really appreciate that. I really hope that people use me as like their confidence vessel, you know, because I have tons of confidence. So like tons. So I'm just like, yeah, if I can light a fire under people's butts to get them to act,
Yes.
that'd be great. That'd be great, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Appreciate it. Really do. It means a lot to me to have your support. So thank you. And yeah, the fact that you've come such a long way in the short space of a year is mind blowing. Like, honestly, you've done such a good job. Like there are some people who are very coachable and some who aren't. And you're very much very coachable. Like, it's the same as me, where if you tell me information, it will retain and I will act on it. But some people, they just retain information and they just don't act. You're a doer. You're an executor. So yeah, it's all on you. You did an amazing job. You're crushing it.
Thank you. And I can't do it without you. So thank you so much for everything as well. And
Oh, of course.
I hope all the best with your launch. Oh my God, my voice.
I know. Go drink some tea. I'm sorry. It's all me. It's my fault.